You've tuned in to the Crispy Noodle Podcast
You realize what you've done?
with Rich Liebig
A real gangster plays his cards right.
and Michael Costanzo.
What was that you just read?
Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news.
Good times, noodle salad.
The point is, you now have the ability to be happy.
And now, here's Rich and Mike on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Woo! Yeah! How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody?
It's time for this week's episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. We have some topics in the world of sports, entertainment, and odd news that we want to share with you this week and give you a quick update as to what's happening with us, all in this 1 hour or so podcast. Thank you guys for joining us on another episode. Mikey, my friend, how are you doing? You've got your Sue.
You have no idea what that is.
No, I don't.
You always comment on my graphic tees, but you have no idea what this is.
Nope. The only thing I know is Sue is listed on your T-shirt there.
You stupid fucking dinosaur! Get the out of here!
So
And
you know
Nicki
one
Minaj.
thing. You know one thing about
Nicki
it.
Minaj does not like
Yeah.
that shirt.
Yeah, you know one thing about it. It's about dinosaurs.
Yes.
Of course. Sue, for those wondering, is the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton ever discovered.
Is
And
this
it's on display in
Chicago?
Yep, Chicago's.
Ah.
Oh my God, what's the name of the museum? The Field Museum.
That dinosaur's been working my mother nerves all night.
All night.
Yeah, I don't know what Nikki's got against dinosaurs,
All night.
man. All night.
All night.
I didn't know there were that many vowels in all.
That dinosaur's been working my mother nerves all night.
All night.
All. Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Unfortunately, you and Nikki are not going to get a room together,
No,
unfortunately.
she just doesn't like dinosaurs the way that I like them. I don't know.
Yeah. Deal breaker.
Just wasn't a definite deal breaker. Not meant to be. Also, I'm engaged, so
Yes.
there's that too.
Good job, Mike. Good save.
But yeah,
Good for you!
But yeah, I'm repping the largest, most complete T-Rex skeleton in the world. If anybody ever finds their way out in Chicago, Field Museum, one of the best museums ever. But yeah, doing good.
You stupid fucking dinosaur! Get the out of here!
There was one thing I wanted to
what
talk
else?
about.
What else
yeah.
do you want to talk about in
So-
your personal bit?
Yeah, so in my personal bit, I got a chance to check out the movie Flow, which is nominated for 2 Oscars this year. It's nominated for Best Animated Feature and, I believe, Best Foreign Feature Film, Best International Feature Film. It is a fantastic little animated film about a cat. Rich, you'd love it. It's about a cat.
Kitty.
Yeah, little kitty, little black cat who goes on like this whirlwind adventure in this, I don't know if it's like a fantasy world or a post-apocalyptic human world, but there's like this ever-rising flood and like there's no humans. The film is completely no dialogue. It's just animals. And this cat kind of like goes on this adventure to like escape these floodwaters and finds other little animal friends, and they go on this like little journey together. It's like, have you ever seen Homeward Bound?
No.
If anybody's ever seen Homeward Bound,
Sorry.
it's like Homeward Bound, but the animals don't talk. It was really, really wonderful. It was a really creative, fun animated movie. It won.
Is this like a family movie?
It is a family movie, but
Okay.
there's some. Yeah, I mean it's family.
PG?
It's definitely PG.
Okay.
Kids of all ages will appreciate it. I think that adults will appreciate it as well. I know after the film, me and Jordan had long conversations about it. It's like very like artistic. Like I said, there's no dialogue. It's the art style is beautiful. The music is beautiful. It's very like surreal. In some ways, so promotes a lot of discussion, but the kids will like it for the animals, you know. So I think it was a fantastic movie. Did well critically. It won a Golden Globe for Best Animated Picture. So, you know, we'll see how it does at the Academy Awards. But
All right.
it was really good.
Mike, representing the animated side of the movies. Which,
I
the Oscars.
always try to do.
Oscars is this Sunday, right? I believe it is.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Mhm.
Whoops.
So yeah,
Should we be talking about Oscars?
You're running out of time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about the
They-
Oscars next week.
They sprung up on me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that soon.
Yep. I believe it's this Sunday.
Yeah, crap, you're right.
Yep.
Wow, I
Uh-huh.
totally missed
Keep
that.
an eye on it. Yep.
Hey,
You better put that in this weekend entertainment, Mike.
I got to make some edits.
Yeah. Hurry up.
I completely forgot. While I do that, Rich, what have you been up to this week? This past week?
Yeah. I mean, I caught up on some other things that I was watching on Netflix. Like I'm trying to watch like documentaries that I missed. I was watching like The Keepers. And
I started to watch that, but I never finished. It's about like nuns and stuff, right?
yeah, nuns in Baltimore. Yeah. One got killed, so there's like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Watched Wild Wild Country. That
That's
was
also on
interesting.
my list. Is that good?
Yeah, that was really good. So yeah, I've been on kind of like a little
docu-series
Docu-kick.
kick. Nice.
I made up that word, Docu-kick.
Docu-kick.
I'm gonna watch documentaries and it's gonna be badass.
You should watch
Docu-kick.
You should watch a docu-kick about kickboxing. Then you can watch a docu-kick kickboxing docu.
What?
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of kicking.
That's a lot of kicking.
Which is funny because I also watched Cobra Kai. So
Again?
why not?
Are you starting a rewatch? I need to do my first watch of season 6.
You gotta watch season 6. Yeah.
We promised the people a spoiler review.
Yeah. So
So
you
I
gotta get on.
I
that.
gotta get on that. That's my homework.
Yeah, definitely get on that. All right. So with that out of the way, I think we should get to the news at hand. And let's do the first batch of topics here. It revolves around sports, so we call it the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face. That is right. Sports coming at you in your face here. And for us here in Philadelphia, there is a big name that recently announced that he is retiring. Someone that did help the Eagles win the Super Bowl in the 2017 season. And that is legendary tackle Jason Peters, officially retiring after 21 seasons.
Wow.
He was bouncing around there towards the end, but he definitely spent the memorable part of his career here in Philadelphia.
Yeah. He spent I was looking back today over just some of his career accolades. He spent 12 years here. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
It was a good stretch of time from 2009 all the way through 2020. Way more time than he should have spent here, I think. He was definitely missing the step there the last
Towards the end,
two seasons, but he hung in there 21 years at offensive tackle. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, I mean, that's usually a position where you get some injuries, ankles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did sustained injuries, and he definitely had a lot of seasons where he didn't play a full slate of games, but
Yeah.
he was still there for, a majority of those seasons, and was a key component in the Super Bowl run.
Absolutely. I mean, he was injured for the game itself, but definitely a key part to that team and building that legendary offensive line that helped us win that game. And to this day, the remnants of that kind of focus on offensive line building and getting those big athletic guys up front, still you see it echoed in the type of players we have today. Jordan Mailata, basically the second coming of Jason Peters. Big, fast, strong, just a freak of nature. But Jason Peters in his own right, I mean, Super Bowl champ, 2-time All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler. In my mind, first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Like, one of the best tackle careers you can create.
Definitely Hall of Fame career.
You don't think first ballot?
He might not get first ballot because sometimes linemen kind of get forgotten in the shuffle.
There's also kind of a backlog at other positions.
Yeah,
too,
it depends on like kind of who's up.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I've heard there's like backlogs at like receiver, like a lot of receivers that need to eventually make it in.
Yeah, so it depends kind of when he's going to be eligible for it.
Yeah,
and who has already gotten in and who's not.
That's true.
But I would say he's probably on the path to a Hall of Fame entry at some point. Maybe not first ballot, but I think he's there.
Soon thereafter. He'll get there.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
So yeah, retiring after 21 seasons. He will be taking up a job in the Seahawks front office with player engagement.
There you
He's
go.
going to engage the players.
Yeah, you engage those players. Here we
I
go.
don't know what that means, but he's going to.
Hey, engage!
Is that what he does? He just shouts to them, engage?
Yeah.
Is it like a transformer? Like, what do they say? Transform, engage? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Just like at Jason Peters. That's why he retired.
There you go. All right. Well, let's get to some, Jason Peters is a hero.
Yes.
Let's go to the other side of that spectrum because let's talk about outright cowards.
Cowards.
Cowards, I say.
Who were the cowardly ones this time?
That is right. The Green Bay Packers, as far as I'm concerned, they have officially labeled themselves as cowards.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons!
Oh my God.
Demons, you cowards!
Yes, Packers, you cowards! Because
I can't believe we have to do this again.
they are the team that recently decided to pitch to the competition committee to ban the tush push or the brotherly shove, as we call it here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What the hell, Mike? This is BS of the highest order, as far as I'm concerned.
It is. It's BS for so many reasons, and we've been over them before. But just to reiterate, the argument is that the tush push, the brotherly shove shouldn't be allowed because it's basically automatic. It's taking the spirit of the game out of the play.
Do you know why it's automatic?
Because the Eagles are just so damn good at it.
Well, not just that, but you need the perfect offensive line to pull it off, and you need the perfect quarterback to pull it off.
Yeah.
We have seen this season, if Jalen Hurts is not in, or if a member of the offensive line, especially guard, center, guard, if one of those guys is not in,
they don't do it.
They don't do it.
Yeah.
And
we've seen other
teams.
It's
not automatic.
And we've seen other teams try and fail. We've seen other teams try and succeed. We've seen teams fail to stop us. We've seen a few teams actually stop us.
Yeah, it's not automatic.
It's not automatic.
I don't know where this is coming from, that this is like just, this is it. People get up and go get nachos when they see the tush push happening.
They say that, I've heard so many arguments from it's not strategic to it's automatic to it's dangerous. And I'll just take a moment to just, dispute all of them because, one, it's not automatic, like you just said. Two, I think there is a fair bit of strategy to it. We're seeing now the wrinkles that teams are adding to the fold with running it, where you can line up in that formation and then hand it off a different way or throw a quick pass. Not only that, but it's strategic in that the Eagles, nobody's been able to stop it because they don't understand how the Eagles are running it. They all try to jump over to hit Hurts and knock him back. But you're being driven forward by our offensive line. You're just going for a ride. You're like body surfing, right?
Yeah.
The way the play works is they're not going over the top or over the middle. They're creating kind of a wedge to the left side where Jalen Hurts kind of
sneaks in
right there. So people,
it's just a more obscured quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and people are like,
and then they get pushed from behind.
Right. They're
but that's not the worst thing in the world. I don't understand why all of a sudden this is becoming the
quarterback sneak has been a play in the NFL since time immemorial. Okay? Since the NFL was a thing, quarterbacks have been sneaking. Before there was a forward pass, quarterbacks have been running.
Yeah.
And that's just,
to me, if you're going to
get talk about spirit of the game, that's the spirit of the game right there.
If you're going to get rid of the tush push, then you should get rid of every single quarterback sneak. Sorry.
Yeah.
Quarterback is not allowed to go forward.
100%. Absolutely. That would also doubly affect us because then Jalen Hurts can't run? It just opens up a can of worms, but that's how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
You can't.
How can you even police it? What happens if Jalen Hurts takes the ball, snaps, it's a fumble, he picks it up and he runs forward? Isn't that kind of a different form of the tush push?
It wasn't the tush push. Cam Jurgens fumbled it. Hurts picked it up immediately upon him fumbling.
Yeah.
No.
Fumble forward.
Yeah, fumble forward.
To me, if you try and police this, it is absurd.
Yeah, I don't know how you begin to police it. I saw somebody online say that they need to shore up the rules around blocking low and things like that. And, I just go back to what Sirianni said at one point. If everybody could do it, they would do it.
Yeah. They don't. The other 31 teams don't
do it, so they
automatically
don't
do it.
Yeah, they can't do it, so they don't do it.
We've seen the Bills try and do this with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is a freak of athletic nature, and he can't pull it off sometimes.
Yeah.
Just bizarre. It's bizarre to me. I can't believe this is a discussion.
It's cowardly.
And the Packers are cowards.
They are.
Cowards.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons!
Oh my God.
Demons, you cowards!
Packers, you cowards.
They are cowards because basically they're saying that our team is so bad we give up 9 yards on the first 2 plays, and so we're so desperate to stop this one play. Why don't you focus on stopping the team gaining 9 yards to begin with?
Yeah.
It's just
This whole conversation bothers me.
As
Herm Edwards would say.
It's truly frustrating. And Sirianni just recently this week was asked about it, and I think he said it perfectly. He said that he's a little insulted that people keep bringing it up because of the amount of hard work, coaching, and practice they put into getting it right.
Yeah, this is not like a lazy play either.
No, and if there's risk of injury, it's to the center and the offensive linemen who are doing the pushing. They're trying to make it a player safety thing. The only people who have gotten injured are people who aren't running it correctly.
Yeah.
The Eagles, to my knowledge, have never been injured on tush push. I don't think we've injured anybody tush pushing either.
I don't think so either. I think you're right.
Except for idiot Chris Jones who lined up sideways in the Super Bowl.
Well, that was
Did
funny.
you see that
one?
one?
That was funny. I was like, that's an interesting way to try and stop
yeah,
it.
you're gonna get injured if you put your body sideways.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they put a lot of
and
work.
who didn't love the Washington?
Man.
What was that guy's name? I really
Frankie Louvu.
Louvu
Jumping over
three
times.
consecutive times. I love that. That was great.
Yeah. But I think people
force them to give I want to see a referee award us a touchdown.
Tell me if that isn't strategy.
That's awesome.
That's 4D mental chess right there.
Yes.
But just today I saw a write-up. It was like a multi-paragraph write-up on the actual strategy of the brotherly shove and really highlight the nuance of it. They made the point that if you watch the play, it's not just our guys pushing forward and we're just stronger. They made the argument that it's very intentionally on that left side. And
yeah, because that's what he likes to run.
And they have almost like a swinging gate thing where the left side of the line crashes to the right and pushes the pile actually sideways and creates kind of like a little hill that Jalen Hurts surfs over. So it's not just like a one-on-one push forward. There's a nuance, there's a strategy to it that people just aren't just willfully ignorant of it. Otherwise, teams would have been replicating it.
And also, I think what's the success rate? 90%?
It's like hovering around 90%, so it's not foolproof.
Yeah,
We've
not
been
a
stopped
gimme.
before, yeah.
Yeah, so I just don't understand where this backlash is coming from. I think the Packers are cowards now. I was kind of on, not on the side of them, but I was like, if the Packers made a run for it, with Jordan Love, I kind of would like to see that one day. Now it's been rescinded.
Right.
I hope you guys go 8-9.
Full on cowards.
Yeah, come on.
They're admitting we can't do it, so we want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think that the solution to not being able to stop a play is not to ban it. It should be to find a way to stop it or find a better play.
Yes.
Could you Patrick Mahomes throws too many deep balls. Let's outlaw passes over 40 yards. It's stupid. No, it's stupid.
I will say though, if we're going to talk about player safety BS, you want to talk about things that need to be banned.
You want to talk about quarterback. You want to talk about quarterback runs that should be banned.
Yeah.
Look at Mahomes and what he does.
Mahomes fake going out of bounds and fake sliding, that needs to be banned. That is some BS stuff.
I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before a player decides, you know what, I'll take the penalty.
Yeah. Level him.
Yeah.
Show you and your fake slide.
Yeah. There's so many things that the rules and the competition committee could solidify, but the brotherly shove is not one of them.
No, disagree on that. So Packers, you are a whole bunch of ghostly cowards.
Plunge us into darkness, demons! Demons!
Oh my God.
Demons, you cowards!
I love that clip.
That's a great clip.
All right. And another thing that might be as old as a ghost is good old Rob Gronkowski. He has made some headlines this week because he is reportedly saying that he is looking into a possible comeback on a 1-year season opportunity with the Denver Broncos.
Absolutely.
Boy, yeah,
wild.
everyone just strap yourselves in on this. The two have come together because the Broncos head coach, Sean Payton, when he had his season of unemployment after the Saints, he did a stint with Fox,
Yeah.
and he grew buddy-buddy with Rob Gronkowski. And now Gronk's got the itch, and who's he going to call first? His buddy Sean Payton. A match made in hell as far as I'm concerned.
That sounds absolutely terrible.
Do you think this is going to happen?
It will happen if Rob Gronkowski and Sean Payton really want to make it happen. I'm sure.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Like, they can make it happen, but it shouldn't for so many reasons. Rob Gronkowski last played football in 2021. I've heard of a guy missing a season or two, but we're pushing what, 4 or 5 seasons now.
Yep.
He was injured and busted back in
then.
2021.
Yep.
And so he's saying, I want to get in football shape. Get in football shape. My dude, you weren't in football shape in 2021. You got to lay off the freaking beer, man. Like, he's like a caveman. Like, he's 30.
Gronk drink beer.
He's 36.
Gronk want football.
He was barely functioning when he was in the league
I'm barely functioning now.
from a mental capacity.
Gronk no function.
Yeah, he's been away from the game for 4 years. He's 36.
He will be 36.
Will be 36. New team, new offense. And the thing that's the most shocking to me is the Broncos are going, you know what we need to push us over the edge? 4-year retired tight end, 36-year-old tight end. That's what we need.
You know, it's not out of the question. I mean,
It's not. No, it's not.
Out of all the teams, they've had history. They brought back Tim Tebow. Like, there you go. Follow that mold. Good luck.
They also signed the corpse of Peyton Manning to win their most recent Super Bowl.
That's right.
So
If there's a team to get an old player corpse back out on the field, it's probably the Broncos.
they're just over there performing necromancy.
Yeah.
Like
Change
Gronkowski.
Change the Broncos. Change all that. Change the nickname. Change all that. It should be the Denver Necromancers.
Yeah, man, or I don't know. Something badass like the Corpse Walkers or something. I don't know. But like
Corpse Risers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he last played in 2021. Like that. Like, come on.
You're dead.
No,
you should be dead.
You can't come back.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting.
we'll see. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll play like 2 or 3 games before he realizes, oh, I haven't been hit by a middle linebacker in like 5 years, and this really sucks now.
Yeah. Could be when he gets his first tackle. Yeah.
He gets one good pop, and he's like, you know what? I'm going back to the retirement home.
I forgot what tackle feel like. I went back in suit. So there you go. Yeah,
Rob
true story.
Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski. He
I
might
saw
be
that
coming
name
back.
pop up, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But another name that won't go away. Actually, before we get to this, we have to talk about the LA Rams having a decision to make at quarterback. Matt Stafford and the Rams are at an impasse. Matt Stafford.
Yeah, this is a strange situation brewing.
Yeah, he wants a new deal averaging about $50 million a year, which would, fairly put him in the top 10 quarterback pay conversation, which...
Oh, I just have an official statement now from the Rams front office.
I declare bankruptcy!
Yeah. So their front office is not willing to commit that kind of money to a 37-year-old quarterback. I get that logic, right? So the Rams say that they are permitting him an opportunity to seek a trade. Now, what I don't understand is the back half of this rumor, because they're not willing to commit $50 million to a 37-year-old quarterback. However, the person that won't go away that I referenced, Aaron Rodgers,
Oh, no.
is reportedly connected to this situation.
Wrong.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
I'm a special kind of white guy.
Oh, why?
It really does reek of that. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is reportedly connected to some rumors around L.A. saying that he prefers to play there, and that the goal or the vision would be that Rodgers and Devontae Adams both end up in L.A. to play together. And, it's all rumors, so nothing might come of it. But the fact that the Rams don't want to deal with or commit to Stafford, and there's like the whiff of a possibility of Rodgers coming in, like that is just insane to me.
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to say about this whole mess. This whole thing is a giant mess.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the Rams, who out of the 4 teams the Eagles faced in the postseason run, the Rams actually gave them the biggest fight. That was a close game.
Yeah.
The Rams could have won. If it wasn't snowing that game, I don't know if the Eagles win that game. The Rams were hanging on.
By far, they gave us the toughest matchup.
So your team is definitely good to make a run, but now you're thinking that because he's owed $50 million this upcoming season, and that he's hit that kind of old number worry syndrome there at 37, that it's not worth it. But at the same time, this upcoming offseason, it just looks atrocious for quarterback options. To me, if you're going to restart the quarterback carousel on your team, this is not the offseason to do it. Yeah. There's no quarterbacks graded highly in the upcoming draft. The quarterbacks that are entering the free agent market are all these late 30s quarterbacks with significant drama or injury issues.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to trade for a proven commodity or a rookie or a younger player that has potential to reach the heights of a Super Bowl, I don't think this is a smart move by the Rams or any franchise. If this is the year where you think you're going to restart your quarterback situation, I think this is bad timing, and you're going to be in for a world of hurt.
It just doesn't make any sense to, like you said, upend the apple cart here, right? Stafford's under contract. They want to restructure. He wants to restructure. I'm not sure who wants to restructure.
The Rams definitely. I think
they want to push some of the cap hit back.
The Rams don't want to swallow paying $50 million to a 37-year-old quarterback.
Right. So,
I think they've done the analytics, and that sounds preposterous.
Right. But the reality is, though, that they have, according to whatever information's available right now, they have about $39 million in cap space. So they're not hurting. Sure, they don't have the most, but they're right in the middle of the pack. They're not exactly strapped for cash. So they have a little bit of flexibility. They have the defense. They have the offense. They have the quarterback. Why change things now? They got a Verse just won Defensive Rookie of the Year, didn't he? You have building blocks. Why upset things? Yeah. You could easily find a way to get Stafford his money and figure out the cap so that it doesn't all hit this year. Howie Roseman's a master at it. But what he's doing is not some kind of secret dark magic. He's just pushing the dead money into void years of contracts. You use the same strategy for Stafford and just guarantee him the money and kick the can down the road. There's an easy way to keep things as the status quo and easily make it back to the playoffs. That division's a weak division right now.
Or do you think the Rams have a target in free agency or trading that they're going to go after somebody big?
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, besides the quarterback position.
I mean, but here's the thing. Okay, so say they have a target. The biggest one, there's rumors that Myles Garrett wants to be traded. Okay, they go get Myles Garrett. Congratulations. But you lose Stafford? Who do you trot out a quarterback?
Well, I mean, then at that point you can go after, whoever you think could lead the ship.
But I don't know.
The thing I keep hearing, and this sucks as Eagles fans, I keep hearing that the Rams are hot on Zach Bond. They are willing to give him the mega contract that he deserves after this Super Bowl run that he's had with the Eagles.
Are you willing to give up your franchise quarterback for a middle linebacker?
Maybe.
I mean, that
it sounds absurd.
yes.
But I think the logic is something to the tune of like, if we can make our defense the new number one defense and then just have a quarterback that can just be a game manager. I don't want to say like Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts did more, so I'm not exactly saying that. But if you can do something in that mindset.
Where you don't have to have a guy drop back 40 times a game.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can have a quarterback who can drop back between like 20 and 30 times, 20, 25 times.
Yes.
And have a top-tier defense, I can see that logic. But the Rams aren't fully there yet. We got really lucky. Like, we did a great job of bringing in the talent, bringing in the coaches. But we got really lucky in that we found 2 rookie cornerbacks that started immediately, right? At like a Pro Bowl level.
Well, I think the Rams feel like they've got some luck on some of their defensive picks that they've got on that
Do you think they're ready to be the number one defense? Because to be clear, we're not. We weren't a good defense. We were the best. Period.
I
defense.
think the Rams feel like if they can get Zach Bond or Myles Garrett or somebody,
they'd be the best.
They would be in contention. I think they would have something to knock against the Eagles' door on, and I don't think they're too far off because they were keeping us in check in that divisional game.
Or was it the fact that they were moving the ball offensively too?
Well, they didn't move it that well though because of that snow.
Neither did we.
Yeah, we moved it a little bit better.
Tiny bit better.
A little bit better.
Saquon Barkley broke off.
Saquon helped out.
But the point that I'm making, though, is that it kind of cuts both ways. You can, like, in order to get to the championship to win with defense, defense wins championships. You still got to win enough games to get there. And in the regular season, offense wins games. Defense wins championships, but offense gets you to the playoffs.
I don't know if you said it on the podcast or before the podcast. Even you said that the NFC West kind of looks like a weak division coming up.
I did say that before, and I just mentioned it now that the division is weak. It's a weak division.
Coming up, it will be.
Yeah.
Between the Niners losing
the Niners are going to
Deebo Samuel.
They're going to lose talent. They have to sign Purdy. He's going to command $50+ million a year. It's going to make them pretty cash strapped. They're not going to be able to make a lot of moves. Seahawks, I mean, how much longer can you trust Geno Smith? The Cardinals, they're like, if it's a year where Call of Duty isn't very good, then Kyler Murray is more present. Cheap shot, I don't care.
No, it's kind of true.
It's kind of true. He has it in his contract, guys. So, like, the division is easily winnable, but once you get outside the division, then all of a sudden, it's the NFC East and the NFC North. Like, you can win your division, but there's a lot of other teams to go through.
Well, that is your first step, though, is to win the division.
I don't think trading a proven top 10 franchise quarterback for a single-season all-pro linebacker is the way to go.
Yeah.
Like traditional roster building.
To be fair, I agree.
I know you agree. You're just offering.
I'm trying to come up with the logistical reasoning.
With the reasoning, yeah. But also, hypothetically, don't they have the cap space for both? They have $40 million in cap space. I don't think it's the buck stops there. I think they're going to be aggressive. They're going to sell the farm again?
Sam, yeah, right. Les Snead is one of those guys where if he feels like there's a Super Bowl window, he is going to sell everything to try and take advantage of that window. And I think seeing that they were just a couple of steps away from knocking the Eagles out, I think that probably gives him some hope. I think maybe he thinks that window is open this season.
Well, I think it's a curious way to go about building a Super Bowl roster, but I guess we will see. Yeah. If I were the Rams, I'd be trying to hold on to Stafford. He has brought that team so much stability.
Yeah.
So many wins, so many opportunities, an actual Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you're 37. We don't want to pay you. On the one hand, I understand that. On the other hand, I also understand that you don't have a plan. Like, if they had a plan, if they had a young guy coming up, if they have a quarterback targeting free agent, maybe they do.
Right.
And we just don't know.
Right. That's part of the issue.
But who's out there?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to bring Aaron Rodgers' crippled ass to L.A. That'd be a slap in the face to Stafford.
That would literally be like he's got to do West Coast offense like 4 or 5 dunk yards every throw.
That's all he can do.
That's all he can do. Ugh.
It's going to be a weird time in the NFC West is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I would agree with you, Mike. I think there are ways to keep Matthew Stafford happy.
Yeah.
And you load up on a potential Super Bowl run in 2025.
Restructures deal, push it all into, like, if you think this year's the year, absolutely restructure them. Turn it into a roster bonus, $50 million, and push it to void years on the contract.
Yeah, and I want to just reiterate, too, the way kind of I was thinking, the way I was thinking about, like, the divisions and stuff.
Yeah.
I was watching a podcast with it was Pro Football Talk. It was I see his face and I can't remember his name. The main guy, whatever the main guy is. On
the main
Pro
guy.
Football Talk. Florio, Mike Del Florio or something his name, and he mentioned that we kind of have. I think we've broached this topic once or twice before, where like what would we do if we could realign the divisions and stuff.
Yeah.
And he had a great like insider scoop that a lot of these GMs base their rosters and their roster moves in the offseason based on how their division opponents are crafting their rosters.
Okay.
Because the idea is for most GMs, you win your division. That's like your key first step.
Right.
You don't want to settle for a wild card.
Right.
Because you look at Washington, you get screwed. You have to, no matter what you
have
do.
The hardest teams, yeah.
You get the hardest team, and you have to play all your games on the road.
Yep.
I mean, unless you really get lucky and it's 5 versus 7 in the conference championship.
I don't think we've ever seen that, but
I think one year it
was. Was it?
I think it was the Eagles and Cardinals. I think that was the one time it did happen.
It would be the Eagles.
Yeah, and we had to go on the road still.
God, sometimes we just suck.
Yeah.
Not this year, though.
No. So anyway, the whole point is these GMs, they really do care about what are the other division rivals doing and how are they treating the upcoming season?
Right.
What are their expectations?
Right.
So to go back to Les Snead, a guy who we have seen before trade first-round draft picks willy-nilly to do that all-in season with Matthew Stafford before. I really don't think this is that much of a stretch. He saw that the Rams went toe for toe with the Eagles just about in Philadelphia in the snow.
Yeah.
And he saw that. And now he's coming to this offseason and he's like, well, you know what? Yeah, what we just said, all the other 3 teams in that division look weak. Screw it. F those picks. Let's start.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if he's going gung-ho in this 2025 offseason.
The division really is within grasp there, but I think that they need a little bit more work. The thing that pushed us over the edge really was that we got incredibly lucky on defense with multiple guys who stepped up immediately to start, and we also had a historic performance from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to somehow replicate those 2 things if you're going to go toe-to-toe with the other divisions. I know you got to win your division first, but I like to think that you have to look long-term about how to beat the rest of the league too. I think that's how Howie builds his teams. He's looking long-term how he beats the rest of the league, how he beats the best out there, not just, if we're just focusing on how to beat Dallas, I mean, that's pretty easy. They suck. So I think you also have to take a long-term view.
That never gets old. Yeah,
no,
Dallas
is
they are not doing good right now.
It's terrible, and I love it. But all that to say is that if I had to pick a way too early division winner for 2025 out of the West, it probably would be the Rams. They're right there. But I really don't think getting rid of Stafford's the way to do it. Absolutely sell the farm and go all in. But part of that is making sure you have a guy who can actually throw the football.
Yeah. It is bizarre to try and change a quarterback, I feel like, this offseason.
Yeah.
I feel like that is not the move.
This is still ripple effect of going all in the first time. They went all in, they won the Super Bowl, and they've kind of been like listless since then until right now.
Well, we will see what their future moves will be and if Aaron Rodgers is going to be a part of it. That just sounds bonkers to me.
Yeah.
I hate that. Aaron Rodgers basically is like picking where he wants to go. There's something wrong with that.
I hate these attached to every single rumor.
Yeah.
Just go away.
Well, that's the off season, or the non-playing season.
Right.
That's what you're gonna have to deal with. But for us, that will be the cue to take a break. But don't go anywhere because we still got the entertainment entree and the non-fortune cookie odd news when we return from the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off me.
No, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
That's all right. Just get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
Oh, yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We are done the sports and what was being pushed from the non-playing season commissioner, Roger Goodell. I still love that, the non-playing season.
It kind of makes sense, though.
That is some marketing for you right there.
Yes, it is.
This is not the off season. This is the non-playing season. Well, yeah, I mean, well,
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. The combine, I think, is next week, and
Yeah. And then you got the draft around the
the
corner.
draft is
Yep.
in April. Yeah,
Free
but
agency starts.
it is after the Masters, so you better be ready for the Masters, Mike.
Yep, the Masters happens in there.
coming up.
At some point.
Going back to Augusta
The Masters.
on CBS.
And I'm sure you'll have all the details for everyone.
Yes, everyone, please be a little bit more quiet. I need to hear the grass grow.
Of course.
Thank you.
That's everyone's second favorite hobby behind golf. It's watching grass grow.
Yes, this is Jim Nance.
Thrilling.
Jim Nance is another one of those MFers, by the way, who wants to ban the tush push.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh, I hate him then.
yeah. So I might be.
I don't know him, but I hate him.
I might be watching the Masters on mute in defiance, which
You
is
should.
still nothing.
Do they say anything anyway? What's the commentary like in golf?
Oh, he's getting out the 6 iron. Ooh. Is he really going to try and
look,
reach?
He hit the ball. Yep. And there it goes.
A magnificent shot.
Oh, and he hit that ball too. Look, there it goes.
And then bloop in the water. Oh, shoot. Oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
All right. Well, we'll cover all that when that happens in April. It is coming up soon, so get ready for golf, folks. But for right now, let's get into the second part of our show. It revolves around movies, TV, and video games with the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty?
Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, we are officially in entertainment entree territory, and we're going to kick it off with the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with new movie, TV, and video game properties with Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you got for the people at home?
All right, well, this week it's all TV. First, as Rich mentioned, we have the 97th Academy Awards this weekend on Sunday at 7 on ABC. Make sure you check it all out. We'll have the full details next week, talking about the winners, the losers, all that stuff. But if you're not watching the Academy Awards, make sure you check out Running Point on Netflix. It's a new sports comedy coming to Netflix this week. It is produced by Mindy Kaling. The show follows the LA Waves basketball team. Yes, that is a pretty blatant stand-in for the Lakers.
Yes.
It follows a reformed party girl of the owner's family who must step up to run the team. So think Succession meets Ted Lasso meets Barbie, all rolled into the world of basketball. It looks like it could be pretty funny. It's getting some decent press, so go check that out on Netflix if you're in the mood for some sports comedy, and that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, Mike, thank you for that segment. All right, we have to talk about bombshell news that hit one of my favorite film franchises. Oh, boy. I am a little bit worried on this one. Amazon officially buys out the Broccoli family's creative control rights on the 007 James Bond franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, it finally happened. So, what was it? A few weeks ago, we talked about how Barbara Broccoli, she's going to hold out. She doesn't want Amazon to have any creative control.
It seemed like she was going to be the bastion of hope.
Yeah, that she was going to fight against the evil forces of the overlord Amazon.
But then $1 billion was offered.
Oh, good for you.
They backed up the dump truck of money.
Which, by the way, they already cleared, I think, $500 million already. Like, they already cleared something crazy on the MGM deal. So this is, you know, the shares of stock that they got from the MGM deal. Now, in addition to that, a bonus $1 billion.
Yeah.
Boy. The rich get richer.
Yes, they do. When Amazon wants something.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. When Amazon wants something, they go and get it to the tune of $1 billion. So this officially ends the Broccoli creative control over the James Bond franchise. They still remain on as co-owners to the franchise for whatever good that does. I guess they still get a cut of everything. But in terms of final say on projects and narrative decisions, creative decisions, They don't have to run it by the Broccoli's anymore.
Nope.
Amazon can, roll right ahead.
They can churn everything out.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want now.
And you bet your sweet ass.
They
Get ready.
will definitely be churning stuff out.
It's going to be a Bond universe. Get ready. It's going to be Bond movies, Bond TV shows. Oh, Moneypenny, the early days. Oh, what's the Q with Quartermaster? Blah, blah, blah.
What's the Q?
I could imagine just all this junk that they are going to allow. Now they don't have to go through the Broccoli's anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big thing, is that the Broccoli family was the last thing stopping something like that from happening. Just the printing press, just printing the knockoffs and spin-offs and stuff like that. People close to the Broccoli family say that they were surprised by the deal. That Barbara Broccoli was a quote-unquote fighter, but that she was tired of fighting. I can only imagine.
Boy, you really get tired when there's $1 billion on the table.
I don't know whether it's getting tired of fighting or like, okay, I can become an instant billionaire.
Yeah.
So
you get really tired after that.
Yeah. So let's break it down. Let's talk about, I don't know, your general feeling.
You represent what I detest. You're a punk walking in the back door with your hand open, looking for a free lick.
Yes.
So
you got $1 billion lick.
$1 billion, yep.
The Broccoli's got $1 billion lick.
The $1 billion Broccoli's. So let's talk about reactions, and let's talk about the two different ways this could go. The way I broke it down is I think there could be some positives. I think there could be some negatives, and I want to get your opinion on some of these things. So things that I've seen as mentioned as positives for this deal, it does open the possibility for new directors to take on Bond films. In the past, both Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan have been kind of expressed interest loosely attached to Bond projects, but the big thing was that they wanted total creative freedom for their projects, which they could never get, obviously, dealing with the Broccoli's. So this deal, hypothetically, opens up the possibility of new directors working on James Bond that have...
Oh, good for you!
You are doing so much heavy lifting with that word hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yeah. That was an all caps hypothetically. Here's another big hypothetically. Fresh takes and spin-offs featuring... some websites are saying they can focus on like side stories of the Bond women, or even side stories focusing on the villains getting their time in the spotlight with their own projects. And I can already tell from Rich's reaction that Bond fans are possibly not taking these as positives. Let's talk about some of the negatives now. This is the part that you really want.
Oh boy, I really wanted to have an eight episode miniseries that explores why 006 went against James Bond and his life as a Lance Cossack in post-Soviet Russia.
Hey, look, man, I'm just trying to present both sides here, all right?
Yes.
But admittedly, there are more negatives here, and I think this is the section that we really got to dig into. As one unnamed British film exec puts it, quote, Bond becomes Jack Reacher in some TV show. And I think that's the biggest worry, right? Talk to me, Rich. What's the feeling amongst Bond fans
here? I mean, it just seems like he's going to just become another generic action
everyman
character.
Hero. There's nothing I hate more than the generic everyman hero trope. Like, I know we've had amazing things like Die Hard and Uncharted in the world of movies and video games, but I feel like it's very overplayed nowadays.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in that regard. Maybe I'm looking at it through rose-tinted glasses or something, but...
Yeah, and I'm just... I just want to jump into the next one. I can totally see Amazon just doing everything by AI and algorithms, and 60% of our test core audience says that Bond needs to jump out of an airplane. All right, put that in one of the scenes. All right, we have another focus group that says James Bond must play with his watch. All right, call Omega up. We need to get the fanciest watch.
Yeah.
You're
not far off though. I mean, things are focus group tested to death.
This is going to be Amazon.
Yeah.
Because they have all access to all the algorithms and all the data mining and all the watching habits. They're going to use all of that, and they're going to shoot it out into some algorithm to produce like script. There you go.
I once read somewhere that Netflix could figure out exactly how to make their shows. I'm not talking about like plot line. I talk about like literally make them the color grading, the types of shots from whatever like deep big data they have, whatever their algorithm is doing. They know exactly how to make a quote unquote Netflix original so that people will consume it, right? And Amazon probably has access to the same big data, the same deep data that Netflix does. And they will leverage that to death.
Yep.
Which leads me to the final point. I think the most concerning one here is I think we're about to hit an era of major oversaturation with James Bond in an attempt to make back Amazon's investment. Because this is not just this latest deal we're talking about. Remember, when they acquired MGM was valued, my reporting earlier, I found in my research that they were valued between $3 and $4 billion when Amazon made the offer. They ended up spending $8.5 billion because of the prospect of working on James Bond. Then they weren't allowed to make any James Bond for, I think it's been like 5 years now.
It's been a while. And it's one of those weird things, too, that No Time to Die technically came out in 2021.
But it wasn't part of that deal, right?
But because of COVID, they finished shooting that.
It was like 2019.
It was ready to go in 2019.
Yeah. So that wasn't part of the Amazon deal.
Yeah. So, like, has it really been 4 years? It's really been more like 6 years since they've done anything with Bond.
Yeah. So it's not just the $1 billion they need to immediately make back. It's the 8.5 from MGM. So Amazon's looking at it in dollar and cents. We spent $10 billion just about to make one freaking Bond movie.
Oh no, it won't be just one Bond movie.
Right, and that's the thing. You're going to see Bond the movie, Bond the lunchbox, Bond the flamethrower, merchandising.
Yeah. Various miniseries, TV shows, Bond the game show.
That's not to mention the numerous uphill battles. You alluded to it. There's been no Bond since 2021, which would mark the largest gap in time because we're in 2025 now. There's no Bond on the horizon, right? They need a new Bond, a new director, a new story. Looking at typical shooting and editing timelines, closest we're going to get Bond is 2027, maybe?
Probably.
2028, maybe, if production is slow. Post-production takes time. That's the
Amazon, or how about Amazon just whips everybody into shape? Get one out 2026.
I mean, what's worse? What's worse? Is it worse to wait too long, or is it worse to churn it out fast?
I don't know. I feel like this is worst case scenario either way.
Yeah. So
it probably won't be good if they rush it. So
it won't be good if it takes too long to get out. We've never had a gap of that much time passed with no James Bond. You have to worry about waning relevancy. I looked it up. It was 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. I can't tell you which
License
one
to Kill to GoldenEye. I think that took 6 years because that had a writer's strike in the middle of it.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I think that's the one.
So, I don't know if there's a risk of waning relevancy, but you have to think that might be an issue potentially.
I have really bad feelings about this.
Yeah.
As someone who's a Bond fan, and I love all the Bond movies, and it hurts my heart because I have a feeling that what you said here, the waning relevancy, I feel like this is going to be an issue. And I feel like between that and the countless algorithms and data sources that Amazon's going to have, I think they're going to go like completely safe in whatever the next Bond movie is going to be. And to me, that just sounds like it's going to be, generic action movie.
Yeah.
That the guy happens to be from
He's British.
a British government agency.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
I will say, I was going back through the history of James Bond, the filmography of the franchise, and we were really blessed recently to have some actual high quality Bond films. I was going back, and not to take a dig at Bond, but critically the movies just aren't there, right? They're like
some of them,
yeah. It was a real bad stretch for a while. I was going back. I was like, oh boy, what happened there?
Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is,
but recently
the problem is there are. It depends on what you like. It really does, because Roger Moore. The Roger Moore films are supposed to be campy. They're supposed to be a little more outlandish. They're supposed to be a little more tongue in cheek, because that's kind of the way he wanted it and the way he wanted to play James Bond as. Does that make a critical success? A critical success? No. It's just kind of the way that it goes hand in hand. So, I mean, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, that those kind of movies aren't going to be viewed as critically acclaimed and stuff like that.
Okay.
I know people that love Roger Moore movies. They think that they're...
It does have an undeniable cult following, but we also can't ignore the fact that critically, some of the best Bond movies ever in the franchise history have come out recently, and also monetarily, some of the most successful Bond movies ever have come out recently. And you have to think there's a concern that both those things take a hit, with the potential for, one, a big gap of time before you see the next one, and then immediately after that, just a glut of almost MCU-esque, every year, every few months, what about a BCU, a Bond-connected universe?
It would not surprise me that there's going to be the Bond-connected universe or something.
It's just really sad that you could hypothetically see Bond go from, just speaking from personally, I've watched more of the Daniel Craig than any other Bond. I'm not typically a Bond fan. I don't really watch a lot of Bond movies. I've seen almost all the Daniel Craig Bond movies. So it was pulling in people who weren't really Bond fans. You're taking it from a golden era. We didn't even realize we were in a golden era, and it's immediately following it with a crap era.
At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is very disheartening news for James Bond fans, that Amazon's just going to have license to print. That's what I'm going to call this.
License to print.
It's license to print, because they don't have to go through the Broccoli's now. $1 billion. That'll do it.
It's a shame. I was kind of hoping that the Broccoli's would stand up and that Amazon and the Broccoli's would be forced to work together and come to some kind of compromise. It seems now that Amazon's version of a compromise is just $1 billion.
Yep.
So
the answer is, here's our compromise: a big suitcase filled with money.
Because
that's a compromise.
Let's be clear here.
I give you money, you shut the hell up.
Right, exactly. Let's be clear here. I don't think a company like Amazon has altruistic intent.
No.
And I don't think that a company like Amazon backs up a literal dump truck of money if they took the creative element seriously and wanted to protect the legacy. You back up a dump truck of money like that when you want to put your grubby little fingers into every corner of it. And that, I think, is what's upsetting, is it doesn't feel like a movie studio that wants to honor the legacy. It feels like a movie studio who wants to, like you said, print the money. That's why you back up that dump truck.
Yep.
I don't think I'm far off in saying that. Maybe I'm being a little too quickly critical and harsh on it, but that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
I do not think so. And it's very disheartening to see, and I don't know what the future holds, but I think you're going to see a lot of below standard Bond content coming out from Amazon. So get ready, folks. Here we go. The Bond connected universe, it's coming.
Yep. It will happen.
Speaking of another franchise that maybe shouldn't have gotten bought and expanded its universe, how about that Star Wars, huh?
Ooh, yay, Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've typically been... I've enjoyed a lot of the new stuff that Disney's put out for Star Wars. One of the few properties that I couldn't get into was Andor, though.
Which is weird because that's actually been critically acclaimed.
Everybody said it's the best one. I tried to watch the first episode like 3 times, and every time maybe I need to watch it when I'm more awake. I just could not stay focused on it. I think my attention span's just shot. But it doesn't mean anything whether I like it or not. Everybody else liked it, and enough so to get a second season, and they had a new trailer that recently came out.
And the new trailer, I think if you haven't had a chance to go see it, pause the podcast right now and go see it. It's only 90 seconds.
It's a short one, yeah.
But the big thing about this trailer, you don't even have to know Andor, so Mike, you can talk about it. This works perfectly. This trailer, I'm pretty sure this is the first time ever Star Wars is using non-orchestral music.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, this is weird to not hear some sort of orchestra music or John Williams music.
Yeah.
It was very kind of jarring, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I watched the trailer, and it didn't feel like Star Wars at all. Like, I know it's weird to think like it's just the music, but I mean, even the way the trailer was shot and the way the scenes were cut up, it was almost like some kind of like sci-fi punk like action thing, you know? It didn't give the space opera vibes, and that's what Star Wars is. It's a sci-fi fantasy space opera, right?
Supposed to be.
So
I don't think kids know what opera is anymore.
I don't think kids know what anything is anymore.
Yeah, I think this might be the root of the problem.
Old.
This might be the root of the problem.
But Rich, talk to me about the music choice and the direction Andor's going from your perspective. Like,
it was just very jarring to hear that song selection and like actual singing over a Star Wars property.
It was weird, right?
It doesn't feel right. It's weird.
Why? That my big question is why?
Because we've made it now. What, Star Wars is about to turn 50 years old.
Yeah.
And up until now, it's like that's always been either John Williams music or
that was kind of like the hallmark.
Yeah, or some other kind of orchestra stylings.
But my why is more why the change in music.
So the song is called "The Revolution Starts Now." That's playing.
That makes sense for Andor. It's about the revolution.
It does, but I also kind of feel like this is a message from Disney and Lucasfilm that like Star Wars needs to change. It needs to adjust. It's not going to be the same thing that you're used to, because if it doesn't change, it's not going to survive. It felt like this was like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Ified.
Yes.
This was not a Star Wars trailer.
No.
This was a Guardians of the Galaxy style trailer for a Star Wars or for a property that happened to be a Star Wars property.
Yes, 100%.
Notice how far I put down Star Wars in that string of sentence.
If I didn't know it was related to Star Wars,
if they didn't show, let's say they didn't show a stormtrooper or a TIE fighter in that trailer, would that have screamed Star Wars? I don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
There was nothing about it that said Star Wars, and I think you're right that I think it is sending a message, because I'm getting the vibe that Disney and Lucasfilm or Disney specifically is getting a little tired of dealing with Star Wars in a traditional sense.
Yes,
like they canceled whatever that show was,
The Acolyte.
The Acolyte that was very divisive, even though it was watched by a ton of people and did well. They canceled it. Andor, they're pushing it further and further away from what Star Wars is, the vibe of what Star Wars is supposed to be. It feels almost like they're trying to kind of like either sever or change how we view Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to start over in a way. They're like focusing on like the rough and tumble ragtag, like outcasts and outlaws more than the sci-fi fantasy. Like they tried the sci-fi fantasy. They're like, oh wow, we actually can't do that. We're bad at it for some reason. So let's focus on the rogues part of it. which, like, fine, but part of me is sad because the reason that I like Star Wars is the sci-fi fantasy. Like, I like the space magic. I like the lightsabers. I like the deep lore. I like the more fantasy elements of it, the sci-fi elements of it. And now it's just like cyber Western punk.
Yeah.
Right? It's indistinguishable from any other like generic heist action movie kind of thing.
The Mandalorian has been a blessing, but also a curse.
Yeah.
I feel like Disney feels like they have to be more of a Western now.
Yeah.
With their properties versus they have to lean more towards the Western side as opposed to the fantasy side.
Yeah.
Because of how successful the Mandalorian is.
I mean, Andor really felt like that. It felt like a cyber Western punk.
Andor is basically a crime drama that just happens to be in the Star Wars universe, and it just happens to lead up to Rogue One.
I think Disney's realizing that's their bread and butter for Star Wars, that everything they've done that hasn't been that has been costly and confusing and divisive. So they're like, forget it. We're just going to give the idiot masses what they want. We're going to give them more non-Star Wars Star Wars. It's like, that's kind of upsetting to me,
and choosing that song, The Revolution Starts Now, I really feel like that was done on purpose. Like, if you want to be a Star Wars fan and you want to be in the know, you better get used to it. This is going to be
this is the new norm.
If Star Wars is going to survive as a future property, it's going to have to go down this road because this is what the people want.
Are we ever going to see a lightsaber ever again? I mean, I'm being dramatic.
I mean, you're not that far off.
What's up on the movie slate? There's nothing.
No.
Right? Like, I don't think anything's in active development. I think everything's
not
just
on movies.
I think everything's just kind of like stuck in limbo and development hell. In TV, it's Andor and then
Mandalorian.
What?
Actually, Mandalorian, that's going to be a movie. Mandalorian's going to be a movie.
But again, maybe we might see a lightsaber from Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
Which was the one Star Wars show that I didn't like. But anyway.
Yeah. So
Disney's not making decisions based on us. They're making decisions based on the common people and
the future.
What they want in the future. Yeah,
which is, the revolution starts now. There was definitely a prophetic message sent in there from Disney. Like,
everything is just getting so sameified.
Yes,
like Andor season 2 was like, hey, what if we took Mandalorian and Guardians of the Galaxy and made them have a baby? Andor season 2.
At least the trailer.
That's what the trailer gave me.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, boy, man, not a very uplifting entertainment entree here.
That was depressing. Let's move to more entertaining things than entertainment.
That's right. So, without further ado, let's get to our third and final portion of the show. It is time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing!
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders, go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. And here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing the story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And Rich, I'm ready to get started. Where and why? And how and when?
All right. Let's do. Let's see. I got a couple of stories here, and I don't know which one I should do because we kind of ended that last segment on a downer, and I kind of don't want to.
No more downers.
I know, right? I don't want to do another down story.
Do an up story.
Do an up story? Okay.
If you have
All
one.
right. Well, I'll do this story because this is a quick one.
Okay.
And we might just breeze right through it.
Let's get a quick one in.
Have you gone grocery shopping recently, Mikey?
Actually, no. But I am familiar with the act of grocery shopping. Yes.
Oh well, I don't know if you've noticed, but the prices of eggs right now.
Prices of eggs. That's the hot topic.
They are
skyrocketing.
They're going through the roof right now.
Yeah, it's cheaper to buy the chickens.
Yeah, I know. There are a couple people. Yeah, they're buying chickens as opposed to the egg because get some free eggs out of those chickens.
I'd buy that for $1.
So,
Pretty soon they're going to be $1 per egg.
Yeah,
is what it's going to be.
Well, if that is the case, somebody might be in to a gold mine, because in Pennsylvania,
that's where we're from.
Yep. Pete's and Jerry's Organic Eggs. I don't know where they are from in Pennsylvania. You may have to search that one for me, Mike. Pete and Gary's Organic Eggs, unfortunately, were robbed earlier this month. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah. Out of all the things to steal, not the eggs. Not right now.
Listen, that's a lot of money.
Not right now.
So there's 2 Pete and Gary's locations.
Is there one near us?
The closest one to us is near Lebanon and Fredericksburg.
Oh, I know Lebanon.
And the other one is just outside of Hagerstown, Maryland. It's just over the state line there.
Okay.
With Maryland. So
all right.
The one in the other one is Lebanon.
Lebanon would be the closer one, yeah. Okay, well, these guys were not messing around here, because they took about 100,000 organic eggs.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
How do you transport that many eggs without breaking them?
Very carefully. Yeah, how did they... So...
Let's get to bashing butts as well as these nuts.
Boy, don't
you got to be careful with the bashing.
Don't bash the butts on that.
You got to be careful with the bashing. Here's my thing. So, I imagine a lot of robberies go like this. They smash in, they grab stuff real quick, and they run out. You can't do that with eggs, though.
No.
You got to very carefully you can only carry so many at a time.
This had to be an inside job. You have to have time.
They had to have stolen
their own eggs.
No, they would have had to steal one of the shipping trucks full of eggs.
And it was already loaded, yeah.
Because you said it was 100,000?
100,000 organic eggs.
That's so many eggs, Rich.
Yes.
How many dozen cartons is that?
I don't know. You got to divide it by 12.
I can't do math like that.
Yeah, I can't do it right off the top of my head.
That's 8,300 12 count eggs. Now, let's assume for some reason...
I know some women who could hide a machine gun in there.
Yeah. Let's assume, best case scenario, that they're using the 2 dozen boxes. That's still over 4,000 cartons.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You can only carry, what? If you want to be risky, maybe 7 or 8
No,
at a time.
It had to be ready to go.
It had to be. Had to be ready to go.
The cops say that the current street value
of
100,000 stolen organic eggs goes to around $40,000 stolen. I love the fact they had to calculate the current street value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
more valuable than some drugs.
Yo, tough on the streets, yo. We got MF and eggs up in this bitch.
Some guys on the street corner pulls open the trench coat. He's got eggs in the inside. I got white. I got brown. I got organic. I got farm.
Organic.
I got pasture raised. I got open range over here.
This is where we are this is where we're at, folks, as a society. We're selling black market eggs.
Black market eggs. I wonder what the conversion is from or how do eggs compare to like street drugs? You know, like will we get to the point where eggs are more valuable than some street drugs? Because that'd be wild.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, $40,000.
That's a good amount for eggs.
For eggs, that is a lot.
Do you think they will actually sell them?
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna try and get money off of it, but I don't know.
Who are you selling? Where are you?
Waffle
selling
House. Waffle House will not ask any questions.
You just pull up to a Waffle House. You be like, "I got eggs." They're like, "Okay, how much?"
Load them in the back.
Load them up. Yeah.
Load them up. We got customers out here.
That's absurd. That's if some dude randomly drove, I'm like, I got eggs. Do you want eggs? I don't know. I'd be a little concerned.
Do you want 200 eggs?
200.
Yeah. Just by any chance.
I mean,
I can do 1,000. You want 1,000 eggs?
They really could, though. They could undercut the market rates because it would be 100% pure profit for them.
Yeah.
So they could sell the eggs well below market value.
Oh, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now.
We should start stealing eggs. That seems pretty lucrative.
But then you'll be in the odd news, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. These guys have not been caught, and this happened earlier in the month. So these...
Where are they keeping these eggs?
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing a good job hiding from Pennsylvania State Police, who still say that they are asking the public to contact them with any information about the egg theft. They expect that the guys will try to fence the 100,000 organic eggs.
They're just really hungry.
Wow, that's a lot of eggs. How many eggs do you think you could eat?
I was just going to ask you the same question.
That's a lot.
So I've been known, I don't know, some people think this is ridiculous, but I've been known if I'm making like scrambled eggs for like the whole family.
I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to try and do, all right, so 100,000 eggs.
Right.
Let's say there's 30 days in a month.
Okay. Oh, you're crunching the full numbers.
So
Are you eating eggs every day?
I mean, even that doesn't help.
You can't, Rich, you're going to die.
That's 3,333 eggs.
That's a lot.
All right. How about...
But hold on. That's for one person, but you have to figure if multiple people are eating eggs, yeah.
How many people can...
This is what I was getting at.
All right. How many eggs...
So when I make scrambled eggs for 3 people...
3 people.
I'm usually using about 10 eggs. About 3-ish eggs.
All right. Now, let's say I come over every day and I'm going to help.
Okay.
And I'm hungry.
So
let's say 15 eggs.
So 15
eggs.
I'm
going to eat 5 eggs. Dear God.
So for 4 people, you're making 15 scrambled eggs. I don't think
that's still going to take 6,600 days.
It's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, we need to beef up this cooking count.
We need to open up. You know how some places have like soup kitchens? We need to have an egg kitchen.
Yeah, just don't ask questions. Everyone get an egg.
All you get is scrambled eggs. That's it. That's all we got.
Okay. Let's say we cook.
How many eggs per day? Well, how long do eggs last?
I don't know. Probably like a month.
A month, you think? I don't know.
Yeah, they do have an expiration date.
Have they been washed? Have they been treated?
They were organic. I don't know what that falls under your...
I don't know.
Organic eggs.
Well, let's figure out how many eggs per day we need to serve for it to be reasonable. To finish it in 1 month, how many eggs do we need to do?
We're looking at least like 3,000 eggs a day.
How many people can you feed with 3,000 eggs? Probably 1,000 people. 3 eggs per person.
Yeah,
I like about 3 eggs. 3 to 4 eggs.
Yeah, we got to open up an egg kitchen and feed people
just scrambled eggs.
And it's only for 1 month. Sorry, after the month.
Limited time only.
Yeah.
Get your eggs now.
Yeah, sorry, that's it.
What is an absurd number of eggs to eat in a single meal sitting? Like do you like scrambled eggs?
Yes. That's one of my go-tos.
When you go, I'm going to make myself scrambled eggs. How many eggs you cracking?
I think it depends on if I'm starving or if I'm just like, I want a little, it depends on what magnitude of breakfast I need.
What magnitude of breakfast? Rich, what? What magnitude? Okay, so let's assume I don't know what's like a 7.2 on the Richter scale instead of the Richter scale. So it's a 7.2 out of 10. It's like an average day. How many eggs you making?
I guess I would probably do like 4 for myself, I think.
Okay. Like I do 3.
If I'm starving, I could probably do 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think people realize when you scramble eggs, like it kind of
it reduces
like,
a little
it
bit.
Seems like it seems
It
like there's not a
reduces.
lot there. Like when
it's liquid.
Yeah, when I make eggs for me and Jordan, minimum 7.
Yeah.
Like minimum 7. My mom's like, "Why are you using so many eggs?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know."
And
It's
also,
that's just the norm. To me, that's the normal number. Like,
and also, if you're just using eggs, then you need a lot of eggs.
when you go to a diner and you order an omelet,
Now, if
it always
you're-
says 3-egg omelet. It's always 3 eggs is the minimum per person.
Now, if you're having some accoutrement on the side, if you got your bacon, your sausage,
Right.
stuff like that, all right, then I can see you reduce the egg count. But, like, if I'm only eating eggs, I could, put some away.
If it's only eggs, I usually do 7 for 2 people. 3.5 eggs per person.
Yeah. But that's still going to take you...
That's going to be a long time.
Yeah, it's still going to take you 2,000 days to get through.
I'm willing to take on the challenge. I love eggs.
Yeah, but whew,
that's a lot.
That is a lot of eggs to try and steal and fence.
What's your favorite way to make eggs? Is it scrambled?
Yeah, I love scrambled. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's easiest, and I know how to
It's
do
the
it.
easiest.
And
I don't. For some reason, I literally struggle so hard with fried eggs. That's my weird confession.
Yeah, it's tough to get the flip.
I mess up I don't understand. I mess it up. I don't like.
You gotta get the flip.
Yeah.
The flip is very tough.
For some reason, the flip.
Yep.
It
It makes
always
or
gets me.
breaks.
Yeah, literally.
You gotta use a lot of butter. You don't want it to
Yes,
stick.
you gotta use a lot of butter. A lot of butter.
You don't want that egg to stick.
Yeah.
I love this actually turned into cooking advice now.
Our podcast is named after food, so
Yeah, it does make sense.
Every once in a while.
But yeah, I don't know what you do.
100. You said 100,000.
100,000 organic eggs stolen, according to the Pennsylvania
That's a
State
big
Police.
breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know where IHOP. Where else do you sell this quantity of eggs?
But do you think actual restaurants are out there buying random eggs from people? They have suppliers. Like, you can't just back up to an IHOP and be like, "I got eggs," and the general manager's like, "Okay." Like, that's wild to me.
All right.
You have suppliers. You have deliveries.
All
You're
right,
not just.
then go to your local diner.
I mean, you could go to like a small family-owned place, Go to a diner down the street and be like,
go to one of those mafia-controlled diners.
Mafia-controlled diners.
Yeah, do they still have those?
I don't know.
Is that only in Jersey?
Did they ever have those mafia-controlled diners? I only eat at local mafia-controlled diners.
Yeah.
Support local businesses.
So support local mafia diners.
Right.
Who are paying half price on the eggs that fell off the back of a truck.
Don't go to the Starbucks and the Wawas and the Sheetz. You got to go to local businesses, right?
I got these eggs for $2.
Small familia-owned businesses.
I got these eggs, $2. Come over here, $2
per egg. That's a lot.
I don't know,
That's a
or
lot
maybe for a
egg.
dozen. I don't know.
$2.
We have to work out the price scheme here. Oh wait, what was the value? Wait, what was the value? Wait, I remember
$40,000.
40. So
what is that?
What
per
is that
egg?
per egg? Shoot, I can't do math.
Hold on. Let me figure it out.
Is it what? 50?
It's $2.50 per. No, I think I did that wrong.
I think you did it backwards.
I did that backwards. Why am I the one doing the math?
Because I can't. I got a new phone and I can't figure out where my calculator
is. It's what? It's 40. It's 40. I think it's 40 cents.
God damn.
Per egg. I think it's 40 cents. What do you mean you don't know where your calculator is?
I lost it for a second. It's 40 cents an egg.
That's what I said. See, I got there eventually.
Sorry, I'm trying.
Don't know where the. But you know where your stylus is, though.
Yeah, I know where that is, but I couldn't. I had it
But
up there.
calculator. Oh, I don't know.
I had it, and then I lost it in the
shuffle of all the apps. Yeah. Too many apps.
We're gonna have to end it there. I can't. I can't even figure out.
He might not be able to get back to his news.
Yeah, I think we're
it's a new phone.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Calculator's gone. The news is gone.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, and we're running late, so this will
Yes.
probably be the last story then. So, is there any other things you want to mention on the egg heist of the century?
I love eggs, but I don't think I love them that much. I wouldn't steal 100,000 eggs.
Yeah,
But,
that would also get old really fast.
If I had to eat eggs every day, 1, I'd die, and 2, I'd get tired of them.
Why would you
the
die?
cholesterol.
Is it that bad?
Yes, Rich. You can't have eggs every day. You can have eggs a lot of days, but you can't have eggs every day. What's wrong with you?
You could have an aneurysm on the toilet. You never know.
You never know.
We're just over here just eating egg yolks.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, I'm going to have my midday egg yolk shake for lunch.
Rocky ate eggs. I don't know. I thought everything's fine.
Rocky was jogging up the art museum steps. Oh, my God. No, if you really want to scare yourself, look at the amount of cholesterol in, like, the egg bites at Starbucks. Oh, man.
Well, that's why I don't go to Starbucks.
Dude, that's why.
No. But, I don't know. All right, I'm getting loopy.
You should cut down on your egg intake.
Yeah.
We're over 35, man. We're going to... We got to start thinking about stuff like that.
Don't tell me what to do.
If I want to eat eggs, I'm going to eat eggs.
If I happen to steal 100,000 eggs off the back of a truck, I will be perfectly content in doing so.
You're just going to be eating eggs all day, every meal, every day, until you make it through the eggs.
All right. We're going way off kilter. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm still going to be behind on odd news stories because I thought I was going to get a second one in, but that egg story just...
Whenever you say it's going to be quick, it's never quick.
No. That got you. That got us here on the Crispy Noodle.
Going.
But a true story there, and local in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So literally, if you are listening to this podcast in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania State Police need your help. If you have noticed some sus eggs...
Have you come into any illicit eggs?
You need to
contact your police.
Yes. So please do that. But for right now, we need to end this show. We're going off the rails. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com, which just got a website refresh, so go check it out. Let us know what you think of the new website. Follow us on all social media channels that you can find. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to get the podcast sent to you every week. Two main ways to do that. First one is on our YouTube page. Go to YouTube. Our username is Crispy Noodle Podcast on our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. You'll get the episodes sent to your YouTube account and you can watch it either on your phone, on TV, wherever you watch your YouTube videos, it'll be right there. The second main way to do it is on Spotify. Go to Spotify, search the Crispy Noodle Podcast, and you'll get the video podcast uploaded on Spotify. Also, though, you can listen to us on Spotify in the background as an audio-only podcast. And using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can take us on the go with you. So if you're the one that is stealing 100,000 eggs, you can listen to us talk about you on this week's episode.
Yeah, you know what better listening on a heist for eggs than the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Yeah.
So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle Podcast, but if you need to get in touch with us individually to share your egg escapade stories, you can find us individually on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Twitter there. But we got to wrap this up. We've gone far too over with our egg hijinks.
Too many eggs.
Excellent, if you will. All right, that's it. We're done. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vision sound of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.